G'day guys and welcome back. Now this is the announcement video for the Townsville build-off. Thank you to all of you who put in entries for the build-off, whether it be the beginner entry bracket or the full competition. There were 30 entries in total, which took me a little while to compile and have a look through, and some of these entries were amazing and gave me a real struggle on who was going to win what. And I would like to say, first and foremost, I wish I could give a prize to every entrant, but unfortunately, that is not how these competitions work. Now, please stay tuned to the end of the video. There will be a slideshow with a photo of every entry, including all the beginner bracket entries and every entry that was viable, with a number allocated to it. And if you vote for that number in the comments, if you put a comment with that number in the comment section down below, it will then go into the draw, and whichever person gets the most amount of votes over the next week from when this is uploaded, so from a week from now, then the announcement will be made for who wins the Viewer's Choice Award, which is a Nordic Edge knife vise. So please stay tuned to the end of the video for that, but let's get into the winners. So the first winner, the winner of the beginner's bracket, is winning a winner out of 10 entrants into the beginner's bracket, and I was so happy to see a bunch of people getting in on the beginner's bracket for this year. I will definitely have a beginner's bracket for next year, because I'm all about getting new makers into the scene and seeing what they can do and pushing people to improve and all that kind of stuff. And the winner was kind of a surprise winner for me, because I saw the entry and I just wasn't sure if it was a full competition entry that just forgot the sparring bar, because it was just such a good quality piece. And hats off to this maker, but that maker is of course Kevin Morgan, who made this amazing Damascus Sanmai buoy, which absolutely blew me away. I was fully convinced that this was supposed to be a full co-voting membership and a full voting entry, but no, absolutely a stellar piece, and definitely well deserving of the Nordic Edge file guide. And you also get a block of 30,000-year-old New Zealand cowrie, courtesy of Otway Fiddleback. This is stabilized as well. That goes with your knife file guide. But yeah, no, thank you so much for entering, everyone, and congratulations to you, Kevin. This is an awesome piece. I love the overall detail of the piece. The fact that it's Damascus just accentuates the overall design that is already there, and that's the most important part for me, is that the knife has to look good beyond its pieces. The materials that you use don't matter if the design isn't good, but just the design and everything was great. And I particularly enjoyed the fact that Kevin actually put in a bunch of really close shots, really macro shots, to show me some of that fit and finish, so I was very happy with that. But yeah, congratulations. Now let's move on to the full comp. So with that, we now move on to the full competition, the actual Townsville build-off this year. And I misspoke earlier, there were 21 entries, making a total of 31 entries overall for this competition. And out of the 21 entries, there were some real standouts, and it was a really difficult choice to pick just 3. Now, obviously, there is an opportunity for a 4th person to get an award in the Viewer's Choice Award, but these 3 really stood out with their pieces, and I actually had a couple of other people point out to me these specific pieces as pieces that they really liked. Honestly, figuring out who was going to be in first and who was going to be in second and third, it was very, very difficult, and thank you so much to everyone for making it such a task for me to actually decide who won. But obviously, we're going to go in reverse order, as we always do. Just keep that suspense. In 3rd place, a fantastic new maker who just exploded on the scene recently, and I have been blown away by his work. I've been following him since I got told about him. He recently showed at Sydney Knife Show, and his piece is just so clean, and that is Aidan DeFazio. Now, this young man made this beautiful piece and was actually fairly early to submitting his piece for the competition, so he got in there straight ahead of everyone else. And if I'm to understand it right, he is under the age of 18, which spins me out. It like entirely sends me off the rails. I just want to quit knife making when I heard this. But Aiden, absolutely fantastic work, dude. I absolutely love everything about this. The cleanliness, the fit, the finish. You could go for Journeyman Smith next year and you'd be fine. I have no doubt of that. And thank you so much for entering this little competition of mine. So your prize is 6 blocks of stabilized Otway. Well, not just stabilized Otway Blackwood. There are 2 blocks of ringed Gidgee, which are unstabilized. A block of stabilized Otway Fiddleback Blackwood. Some curly rock maple. Some spalted Blackheart Sassafras, and a piece of that 30,000-year-old Cowrie. And that is your prize bundle. I will be in contact with you on Instagram to send that to you. So thank you so much. I hope you make some great things with these. I have no doubt that you will. But yeah, awesome work, man. Absolutely hats off. Second prize goes to a man that I have enjoyed a lot of his work in the Forgecast competitions and Forgecast challenges that I've seen around. And I can't remember off the top of my head right now whether he entered into last year's Townsbow Build-Off, but I believe he did. And this year he went all out and he just knows what I'm about. He absolutely knew what was going to get me going when it came to this kind of build, and he swung it out of the park. I love this piece, and that is, of course, Wendell Bud White with this awesome Messer buoy. I love that he tied in that traditional German Langsmesser handle and nagel and all that kind of stuff with the kind of clip-pointed sparring bar buoy aesthetic. For all intents and purposes, it is technically a messer because, messers are just, long knives. But the way that he integrated that kind of Western buoy aesthetic somehow with that messer, that German, 15th century messer, just absolutely blew me away. I love the fullered handle. I love the figuring in that wood. I love the contrast of that black sparring bar and the black forged fittings with the wrought iron backed 1084 edged blade. Absolutely stunning work, mate. And your prize, as the second place winner, as you'll know, is a Bar of Damascus. Now, I have yet to forge that Bar of Damascus, but I will be in contact with you to make sure that you know what you're getting. It'll be about a 30 centimeter by 50 centimeter by 10 millimeter Bar of Damascus of a random pattern. But if you need me to pattern it, I might be I might be in the mood to do it for you. But yes, thank you so much for entering. I love that piece. I want to own it. It's so cool. I absolutely love it. But yeah, congratulations, man. You well deserved, and thank you so much for entering. I look forward to seeing what you bring to the table next year. Finally, we get to the winning piece, the piece that gets the custom hammer, and the piece that, took me a long time to judge who was going to get this. But I think it was a pretty easy choice once I really looked at it. And I think most of you know who's going to win this, but those of you who don't, this is the only person that forge welded their brass sparring bar onto the spine of their knife and still managed to pull off a hamon. They are going for Journeyman Smith with the ABS next year, and I was supposed to be in that class with them, but unfortunately I'm not going to be there. Very upset, but I'm looking forward to meeting them in person one day. And that is, of course, Bill Thorne. Bill entered into last year's Townsbury Build-Off and did win a place as well, and he just blows it away every time he puts his hands to steel. He comes away an absolute winner, and I loved the aesthetic of this buoy. I love the technical details of forge welding your brass on. It wasn't something I'd even considered at the time, and having it integrated to the lines of the knife rather than having it stand out so that you get that really nice geometry and all that kind of thing. It just absolutely stunning. I love that you've kind of taken from the Royer school of handle making and all that kind of stuff. There's very that Kyle Royer aesthetic, which is something I obviously love. And the hamon came through really clear, that 1095 really carrying through those ashy lines. Yeah, absolutely stunning piece, and I don't think anyone should be surprised that you carried this away. Now, as I said, your prize is a custom hammer that you will get to design with me, whether you want, whatever style of hammer you want, and a weight within, reason. But, yeah, so I'll be in touch with you very soon to organize that for you. But thank you so much, Bill, for getting in on this in the last 2 years, and I look forward to seeing what you bring next year. I have no doubt that you'll make Journeyman, absolutely no doubt. And, yeah, I look forward to meeting you one day. But with that being said, thank you to everyone who joined this. Please watch the full slideshow of all of the entries. I know there are 31, and it's going to take a little while, but please enjoy the photos and make sure that you take note of the number on the photo of which person you wish to win the Viewer's Choice Award of the Nordic Edge knife vise, and then put that in your comment below. You don't have to make just a comment with it. You can comment other stuff, but just make sure that that number stands out clearly for me to see, so that I can count them up in a week's time and announce that winner as well. And that will include the winners of the main prizes, so someone might be getting a double prize. Now, Bill, you are getting also, before I forget, a piece of Otway Fiddleback Blackwood to go with your hammer. So hopefully this will be ending up going on one of your awesome pieces, and I'll get to see that in the future. Now, with that being said, I missed Wendell's. Wendell is getting a piece of the spalted sassafras. This is stabilized from Otway Fiddleback, so congratulations to you as well. My brain running away with me. With that being said, I'm going to move on into the slideshow. I'd like to say a very quick thank you to my patrons who make this kind of content possible. Without their support, I wouldn't be able to run competitions like this. I wouldn't be able to finance shipping prizes all over the world. So thank you so much to them. And if you want to join my Patreon, the link will be down in the description below or at the end card of this video. Again, make sure you vote for your favorite knife. You've got a week to vote, so make sure that you get the word out there that you can vote. I mean, last year, it all came down to who had, like, the most people come over here, so keep that in mind. I will see you next time. Have a fantastic week. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but if you do, make sure you catch it on film and send it to me so I can laugh at your mistakes. Thanks, guys. Here's the slideshow.